That's very nice. I also want to praise Wonka, Zep, Tam, and Chewy. Man, and I don't know who else is going to Amsterdam to represent the TEC, but endless praise to you guys. I want to praise Manu and Edu for helping out on a great orientation call. I'm sure it was great. It looked like people were pretty happy about it. I want to praise Gideon for all the work that you do, Gideon, in the Communitas working group, and really you bring so much professionalism into the TEC, and I don't know what we'd do without you. I want to praise Chewy and Anna, whoever is doing the Twitter for the TEC. It's looking really good these days. Major improvement. And I want to praise Wonka for all the incredible Gravity DAO work. Pass it to you, Wonka.
Thank you, Griff. Yes, I want to praise Manu for stepping with the coordination support to the Stewards. I want to praise Torrents also for reaching to Gravity in these past days. I want to praise Gideon for helping to write and to edit and to support the article of Gravity, and all the people who is supporting and leading in Gravity. I mean, Bianca, Benz, Durgadas, Lean, Jeremy, also Innovator, Aloysius, Septimus, Bear, all the people that is preparing the Graviton training, Acid Laser. So many things to praise, and I'll pass to Tam.
So many people to praise. Okay. I'd like to praise Manu for, oh God, that retrospective that you just facilitated. That is really awesome. It's such a pleasure to work with you. And it's just a testament to your talent and, how well you're taking over all the Scrum events. I really enjoy that. And I can't wait for tomorrow's sprint planning. Edu, for being such a big beating heart of a community. You make everyone feel so welcomed, but loved too. Nate, for being so productive and capable and just quietly getting things done in the background when nobody's looking. Bear 100 for your thoughtful comments that you made in the retrospective and sharing how you can help Gravity and TEC overall. Vi for all the bot work you're doing, making our communication and coordination easier up here in Discord. Griff for setting a good example for taking education, and I'll put the rest in the channel. I'll pass to Lauren.
Thanks, Tim. I want to praise all the people who are doing such a good job of being like a comms Twitter shill support. I always see Chewy, Wonka, Tam, Nate, Griff, YGG, Edu. You guys are always tweeting about the TE Commons, and I think it's super valuable. And I also want to praise Edu for all of the cat herding that he does and just making the TEC such a welcoming and inclusive space. Like, he does so much with his high vibes, and I appreciate that so much. And I will pass it to Zepti.
Thank you, Lauren. I actually want to do a huge praise for Tam. Like, we were very unorganized before she joined to the Amsterdam crew, so was like a saver. I also want to give praise to Tam because like she also I'm PMing the ABC dashboard and she volunteered to help me to keep it more organized. So thank you, Tam. And I also want to give praise to Tam for actually helping Manu to do the retrospective call and all this work. So also praise to Manu for this retrospective call. It was awesome. I want to give praise to Juan for all the work doing to get work with Aragon, like the Gravity, and actually also for GitCon seeking advice from Gravity, and I'll tap the rest on the channel. I'll pass it to Libby. Praise for Libby for keeping the community running.
Thank you. I praise Angela for pushing the creation of a TE governance guild to bring more TE hard skills to the TC. Praise Chewy, Nate, Antti, Durgadas, Septimus, Ben, Sponju, Juanca, V for contributing to SoftGov every week. And I praise the whole reward system team that I'll type in the chat all the names for. Just there's so many problems that raise, and everyone is just so open for solving them with positive and amazing attitude. I'm really grateful, and I'll pass to Wonka. Uh-oh. I got late. I'll pass to Griff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. I'll toss it over to Gideon.
Thanks, Griff. So I'm going to praise Nick for inspiring me to try some new and more open ways of facilitating contributions, and also for the pioneering work that she's doing along those lines over in Omega. It's cool, really cool. I want to praise Livy and Septimus, Tam, and Enti for their thoughtful and really grounded feedback on the TEC engagement processes that we're working on in Communitas. I want to praise Edu for his insights and just his great collaborative style. I want to praise Nate for introducing a cool new collaborative approach to group writing in the Writers Guild. I want to praise Brett Benz for just his positive attitude that he brings to like every single point of interaction I have with him in this community. And I want to praise Griff for a super inspiring speech at the Dallas last month. I will pass it to Nate.
Thanks, Gideon. I want to praise Chewy for helping set up our first Twitter Spaces. I want to praise Sean, Mert, Atta, Alp, and Mitch for participating in the first Twitter Spaces. I want to praise Gideon for ushering the Writers Guild into a really awesome space for a bunch of newcomers and new contributors. I want to praise Manu for all your working group updates. I can't live without him. Praise Edu for your contributions to community cohesion. Durgadas for his persistence in keeping our cultural accountable. I want to praise Mitch, Chris, Nuggin, Livia, and Zepti for all the great conversations in the Words Working Group. I want to praise Mitch just for being such an expert in so many areas and helping usher the work along within this community. He's done an amazing job, and I think it's very undervalued. And I just want to praise the Gravity DAO in general. Just wow, keep it up. Awesome job. And I'll pass it over to Pat.
I'm sorry, it was me.
Can anyone else hear Pat? I could kind of hear it, but you were breaking up. But was it my internet? No. Okay, cool. Do you want to try again, Pat? You're muted right now. Here, yeah.
So let's see if the internet works. But let me praise the new hosts for T3C. I have Tiago Rossi and Ombudsman, which is Rohan. I praise them. I also praise and Liv for keeping work on make sure that governance is considered very, very valuable. So engineering. And I Peter for continuing with CADS. Is everything else?
I probably should have cut you off earlier. I'm sorry, Pat. We could almost get some of the praise, but I'll be honest. I don't think the praise is gonna. I don't think Algene or Manu or whoever is gonna write this. I don't think they're gonna get it. So definitely make sure to put it in the praise channel. Yeah, and DM me if your internet gets better and you wanna say those praises. In the meantime, let's throw it to Acid Laser.
Hey, thank you, Griff. So I want to praise Chewy because he's doing amazing work organizing all the teams at comms. Juanca and all the Graviton team because you guys are doing an amazing job. Mitch and Chris and everyone involved in the round 6 of the Quantifying races. It was a good round. And I don't know, Maumanu because the newsletter and every week at the forum being there and I think that's it. And I'll pass it to maybe Edu.
Thank you. So I wanted to praise to Gideon for our working sessions. It is the best way I could have to finish my week because we do it every Friday. I want to dish praise to Tam and Levy for reaching out in a human level. It's always appreciated. I want to dish praise to Irene, to Steven for staying out after the orientation call. I want to express to Seaway. It's so nice to see you here after you joined our orientation call. So thank you so much for staying. I want to express to Manu for stepping up and keeping up with all the things he has on his plate, including coordination. I want to dish praise to Beer 100 for always being and recording. I want to dish praise finally to Lauren. She was the first one I outreached for the praise activation. So it's always nice to talk to you. Oh, I want to dish praise YGG. You're back. So I pass it to you.
Thanks, Edu. Praise Edu. And I want to praise Jouet for being a really inspirational and powerful data scientist, and also a great human who shares good tips on life and how to take care of yourself. I want to praise Nate for doing such a good job hosting the Twitter Spaces. It was super pro and super fun, and he put in a lot of effort to make sure we were all prepared and had chances to kind of clarify everything beforehand. So super praise to Nate. Praise to Mitch for being on that Twitter Spaces and doing an awesome job. Praise to Chewy also behind the scenes there. I want to praise Mount Manu for sharing some very open ideas about how we can all take lucid dreaming pills and drive a DAO through our lucid dreams, and just really cool out there stuff. And praise Nick for similar, sharing her whole topological spiritual mapping of the multiverse. So really fun stuff. So I'll pass over to let's see, Bear 100.
Thanks. I want to praise Chuy for always being in the coordination of the animation team. And also I want to praise Acid Laser for his comeback. And praise all of you for being here. And I pass it to, I don't know, Mitch.
Thanks. I'll praise Tam for being the glue in the TEC, managing sprints, pushing projects, getting all the updates, and just moving us forward as a whole. Angela, Peter, and Patty for integrating the TE Academy more with the TEC and their efforts to host workshops, synchronize with our communities, and bring professional academic talent into the TEC. Praise Mert for all the organizational work he does for the proposal inverter and the inter-DAO coordination between Prime and TEC. Chewy for all the work he does in comms, especially the proposal inverter roadmap and ramping up our marketing. Zepti, Christopher, Olivia, and Nugget for their valuable experience and feedback into the reward system. Vi for just making awesome bots, including the praise bot. Christopher, Maddie G, and Nebs for the development. And the rest is in the channel. And I'll pass it to Z-Way.
It's showing the wrong side of the camera. I don't know. I'll praise Manu for giving me a one-on-one personal tour of TEC. I'll big praise to Nugan for helping me get into the red dashboard and explaining a lot of code. And praise Christopher for pushing the red dashboard forward with vision. And praise for, I think it's Anne Bianca for organizing the psychology research in gravity. That's it for now. And I'll pass it to who haven't gone. Lauren?
Oh, she was like the first person to get passed to him. Like,
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess
Okay.
again, or do you want me to take it?
What about Tam?
Oh no, she went too.
Okay, I give up.
Okay, yeah. I can't even see who that is, but you can take
Yes,
it.
I'm Steven.
That's
I've just got
Torrance.
two praises. Want to praise you for an excellent orientation call. Wonka for everything y'all are doing in the Gravity Group, and actually bonus one for Manu for reaching out to me. I'm looking forward to a one-on-one orientation this Sunday. That's all I got.
Nice. Do you want to gamble and pass it to someone? It's a minefield out there.
Man, I'm pretty sure Livia is the last one, but I might be wrong.
No, Olivia went. I love this game. I'm sorry, I love this game. It's cheating because I keep track, you know. But yeah, I can throw it for you, man. Let's throw it to Chewy.
Irena, I know hasn't gone yet.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You got me. So I want to praise everyone that helped design all this amazing space about the TEC, because since the first time I got in touch, it's like the best place ever, and I really like it.
Nice. Do you want to try to pass it? I love this game.
I'm sure my memory won't allow it, but I don't know if Torrance had a pass at it.
Oh, he just passed it to you.
Okay.
I can take it.
I don't know.
Let's
Come on, Griff. Jeez.
Let's throw it to Chewy. Oh no, Chewy just dropped out. Let's throw it to Manu.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, so I want to praise Bear 100 for his commitment to the community and for volunteering to help with our money-making financial initiative. I want to praise Patricia, aka Patty.zip, for all the work she does in T Academy, so coordinating, planning, hosting, presenting, and pioneering, tokeneering. I want to praise Griff for taking a fake vacation. I want to praise Ireneos Kamoska and Stewards for coming to the orientation call. Welcome to the community. I want to praise Juanca for solving a gravity case for comms, like the Peacemaker version of Sherlock Holmes. I want to praise Acid Laser for the design he did for our newsletter, Algo Bien. I want to praise Gideon and Edu for the TC engagement process Sigma. And I want to praise Tam for your guidance, support, and for giving me the opportunity to grow in competence, because in the words of Smash Mouth, you'll never shine if you don't glow. And I will pass it to Noggin.
Thanks, Manu. Yeah, I'm totally unprepared. I didn't prepare a praise. Shame on me. So I'll praise just Griff for keeping track, and I'll write the rest to the channel, and I'll pass it back to Griff so he can pass it.
Thanks, Noggin. Let's throw it to Sebastian? Oh, wait, are you still here? Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Hello, folks.
Welcome. Do you have any praise to dish? We do this thing. It's like decentralized updates / gratitude. So if there's any praise, anyone who you would like
nice.
to praise.
Well, I would like to praise the group study of token engineering that's happening. I don't know exactly the names of who is behind that, but I'm watching everyone, and it's been great because I'm sharing that inside of my organization, and everyone is reading and participating on another group study. So it's giving me a lot of food to a lot of knowledge to ingest. So thanks for that.
Nice, thanks, man. And there's only one left, so I'll just pass it. Chewy, take it. If you're there, Chewy.
I think he's having internet.
I'm in a similar situation as Patty, so I'll just type it all in. But I can pass it to.
Nope, that's it. You're it.
Irene
I'm going to take it. And it looks like there's a good delay. So welcome to Community Call 78. It's always a good one. as you guys all, I think almost everyone here knows and loves praise, and knows that it's not just in this call. We do it 24/7. You can dish praise in Discord anytime you'd like, and then those praises are actually calculated and quantified by the quantifier heroes, and then turned into TEC tokens. So through the reward system working group. It's an amazing process, and it all starts with praise. So be lavish with your praise and tell everyone share your gratitude with everyone, please. And also, we like to take a screenshot. So if you're down, if you're in a place where you can turn on your video, please turn on your video so we can get a good fun screenshot from this call. And while I read out the values. So our Commons operates from a pro-social, human-centered perspective and prioritizes the advancement of token engineering over short-term profits. Integrity, curiosity, constructive inquiry, presence, and gratitude are foundational for maintaining mutual respect within our growing community. We encourage our members to be radically open source, non-hierarchical, transparent in their intentions, and accountable for their actions. That's the TEC. Big smile, and we'll give whoever's taking this screenshot something to look at. Yay! Okay, next we do gravity. So I'm sure all of you know gravity. It's behind the scenes. They keep our relational fabric strong. Sometimes they got to throw a stitch in there, and when they don't, a stitch in time saves 9. This is real. And if you would like to support gravity, tell us when you see conflicts. If you see any conflicts, big or small, just you can reach out to any active graviton in Discord. We have an active graviton area, and you can just DM them. They know what to do. They know how to route these conflicts. Or you can also fill out this type form. And if we catch these conflicts early, saves everybody a whole lot of stress later. So this is how we keep our community lovey-dovey, as well as advice process. This is another foundational tenet for the TEC, to stay flat before you make any big decisions. Go discuss the options with the people who will be affected by the decision and experts on the topic. This keeps us flat. This keeps everybody happy because they feel like their interests were acknowledged. And also, when you're making this big decision, you get all this juicy information from people so that if you disagree with them, well, you know what they were going to say, so you can write out why you're not following their agreement. It's not about taking everybody's advice and doing what they say. It's about being informed of all the different perspectives. So advice process is critical. And of course, we also have our DAO. So here's the latest and greatest in the gardens. Let's see what's up here. Looks like we got 18% of people voting abstain. The TEC price in the secondary markets is 237. We have, actually there was a bunch of TEC minted by the legal group, which I'll talk about later. And we have lots of people voting on lots of cool projects. Our common pool still has $750,000 in it, which is pretty nice. The CAD community funding proposal is about 43,000 tokens from passing. The team DAO proposal is, let's see. Oh, looks like it's going to pass. Let's see how soon. And let's see, it's going to pass in 16 days. It needs a little bit more support if you can. Or if you want. I don't mean to tell you how to vote. You vote how you vote. And then there's also a retroactive funding proposal for TEC at ETH Denver. So about $900 to support our presence at ETH Denver, pay for random stuff. Yeah, and I think that's it for me. So let's just pass it to the community stewards. And Tam, are you taking this one or is it Nate?
Yeah, I'm taking this today. Were we going to try to let Pat do an update for the token engineering? Because I think she's not able to stay till the end today if her internet is working.
She DM'd me and told me her internet wasn't even good enough to do that. So I'll just take it at the end. She gave me a message.
Oh, awesome. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to take it today. Nate and I are the two stewards of the Community Stewards Working Group. Today we ended Sprint 32, and tomorrow we'll start planning Sprint 33. This is the sprint board. If you click on the sprint board link here, it will actually take you to the sprint board. I'm going to share my screen right now. And you can always see what we'll be working on, what we're working on in this 2-week period. Tomorrow we'll be adding all of the issues that the working groups will be working on to the sprint pipeline. We cleared out the board, Manu and I, earlier today, right before this call actually, to get it prepared for tomorrow. This Stewards working group has a bunch of meetings. We meet every Wednesday. Hey, that's Tuesday now. We meet every Tuesday. We meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. CET time, CEST time. And then we have a council, which is a discussion working group. The Stewards Weekly working group is really just very operational to get through all of the things that we need to coordinate for the TEC. And then the council is really more about having discussions, sharing multiple different perspectives about some, hairy subjects or topics or difficult topics that need some solutioning in the TEC. We do plannings every other Friday. And then the other Thursday, when we're not having a council, we do a sprint retrospective. And on the next slide, the retrospective, why do we do a retrospective? Well, empiricism and lean thinking. We want to get rid of the things that aren't working, do the things that are working, and we want to make those decisions based on what's actually happening at the present time. So we sort of take every 2 weeks, we take some time to talk about what went well in our working groups, in our community, for ourselves personally, and the things that didn't go so well that we could improve going forward. And then we always come up with at least one action, sometimes two, to take into the next sprint. This retrospective, we came up with 2 things that had the most votes for an action we want to bring into the new sprint. A kind of financial working group of some sort, really it's just some sort of initiative in the sprint issue that we opened for this. Manu and I wrote, it could start as a weekly meeting. We've had a number, as Olivia pointed out in the retrospective, we've had a number of different conversations about potential revenue models, potential investments, lots of different potential possibilities we could focus on financially. And we're looking for somebody who could basically help coordinate these things, pull people in together, set up a weekly meeting, and then eventually it might turn into its own working group focused on the finance for TEC. But to get it kickstarted, we need at least somebody who can volunteer to help coordinate. We also looked at the audit that Transparency has done, and it's amazing. It has milestones in it, but we realized it might help to have milestones in the original proposals so that when the audit is done, they can just compare the miles in the proposals to the miles as they're passing as the money's being spent on the project. So those are the 2 things in the sprint retrospective. It was facilitated by Manu. It's really a lot of fun. In 2 weeks, we'll have another one. The things that the stewards were thinking about and talking about this week in our Stewards Weekly, we talked a little bit about, we do a temperature check, see how we're feeling about things in the community, if there's anything major we need to share or talk about or discuss in the weekly. We talked about the newsletter, rewards update. A handful of us will be in Amsterdam, so please do come say hi to us. We definitely want to connect with all the people that are in the TEC while we're there. Maybe we can host some event together. We also talked about upcoming TEC presentation. Eduardo was invited to give a presentation of the TEC in the London Business School Blockchain Week. He's going to be in London and doing it on the site. He's going to find out if there's going to be a link so we can participate and watch. And if there is, of course, we'll be sharing that as well. We talked about the Commons Stack Commons Prize. Commons Stack is the organization whose design patterns the TEC used to launch deploy the Token Engineering Commons. They are having a prize to select another community. And I won't go into too much here, but basically, if there's another community that you think would benefit from having a commons, you can nominate this community. They will benefit from the Commons Stack's now expertise in deploying commons, the tools, the practices, the procedures, and the trusted seed membership. many people who are in the TEC or trusted seed members, will be the community voting on the nominations. So the trusted seed will be choosing the next commons for more than our community, for our world. We also talked a little bit about the transparency audit and some scholarships ideas for conferences. So it was a pretty jam-packed week. Maybe the last thing is, retweets equal love. I can't resist but share this one for just taking a time to check in on each other and care about the people in your community. So if you're going to retweet anyone, do retweet that one. It's probably one of my favorite. And without further ado, I will pass to Wonka with Gravity.
Thanks, Tam. Well, in Gravity, we are preparing the third Graviton training. We moved it 1 week, so we said that we would start on the 26th of April, but we are going to really start the 3rd of May because we are preparing everything and we really want to deliver a lot of quality in this training. We have 4 calls, and on Tuesdays we are having a practice group about liberating structures and deep democracy with Lynn and Jeremy. These are amazing. These are educational opportunities that you can all join these Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we are having the coordination calls where we are talking mostly about the Graviton training and all of our outreach to other communities. On Thursdays, after this call, we have a book club and we are reading the book Who Do We Choose to Be by Margaret Whitley. Today we are going to be on chapter number 5 about perception. So it's a very interesting chapter, a very interesting book. And you don't have to have read the chapter to participate in our call. So everyone is invited. We will be talking about perception, really important topic. And I think Durgadas will be leading that call. And you know that Durgadas has always like good points. So you are super invited. And on Fridays, Bianca and Anna are leading psychology and mental health research because we also want to care for standards regarding the care of an organization towards the well-being of their members. And we use SendHub to keep the registry of the cases. Also, if you click here, we have an article on Medium that was posted recently. It has 5 minutes of length, of reading length. So it's very short, but I think it makes like a good overview of what we're doing. And if you want to participate, feel free to join our calls, but also keep in the loop for the third Graviton training, because that's like our door of entry for people to get experience with mediation in decentralized communities. So yeah, everyone is invited, and with that, I will be passing to SoftGov.
Thanks, Wonka. So in SoftGov, we meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Europe time. And this week, we discussed what are some cultural streams we should be focusing on. So is there some cultural aspects that we have not been talking about that we should talk about? How would they impact our organization? How we can look into them? And also going on the direction of decentralizing a little bit more the leadership of SoftGov. I was looking for themes that people feel very passionate about and that would like to carry them on as different cultural streams that we have, and that people can jump in and we can steward these discussions together. So a few topics came up: race and gender, religion, ancient forms of knowledge, psychology, mental health, personal development, open source culture, and documentation as some streams that we could work on. And these people here are the ones that raised these topics or that were very interested about this topic. So I also put that in the SoftGov chat. If you now are reading this, listening to it, feel called to contribute to any of the streams, please ping us there. And in the next call, hopefully we'll have some proposals for how to start touching on each one of the streams. And then ecosystem health and metrics. So we've been looking a little bit more into how to develop these metrics that are quite subjective to have a way to measure the health of the TEC in the long term, short and long term. And yesterday we went pretty deep on percentage of proposals that are aligned with our mission. Can this be a metric? How would we measure that? How to measure things that are very subjective? What types of practices we could have? Surveys, maybe having something that is periodical every 3 months or something. We gather the sentiment of the community, and a lot of ideas and comments were raised from this. And especially Ben's, V, and I are looking deeper into these metrics to accelerate a little bit this work stream. So Ben's have been gathering a lot of these metrics into a spreadsheet, and soon we'll be able to put them on a dashboard, hopefully, and start tracking them. So it's really cool. This work is happening. And now I'll pass quickly to Septimus to share a little bit about the snapshot proposal about water. So Zap, do you want to tell us what to know about this, how to vote?
Thank you, Libby. Yeah, basically like what Water is trying to do, like each of the DAOs, like One Hive, Shapeshift, Bright ID, Giveth, maybe a police, and us if we decide to, like would put like 100K into a multisig, and then if we reach like 600K of Water, then those would be minted and paid to each token on Honeyswap. So like the idea is like each DAO would have like a nice liquidity boost with this water, but like we should also mention, like this is an untested, and it's also putting almost a 30% of our treasury in the TC. It looks like a very interesting idea, like, but it's untested. So like, please read the full forum post and rock the boat. Like this is actually, in my opinion, I really like the. I don't have to give my opinion. I'll pass it to you, Libby.
I'll pass it on to Communitas.
Thank you, Libby. So in Communitas working group, we meet 3 times a week. We have a working group sync that happens on Mondays, 8 p.m. CET. I invite everyone to join. It's interesting because we talk about things that matters to the community. So if anyone wants to sort of have an overview about things that are incoming, things that are easy as onboarding, but the rest of the things that concern the community and community efforts, community building, outreach, or if you have any idea of how we can improve certain things, please join the working group sync. And by any means you cannot join, let me know, and we can schedule a one-on-one if you want to provide feedback to anything we are doing on Communitas. Then we also host the orientation call that happens now just before this call. And I encourage all the stewards, people who have spent some time on the TEC, if you want to share your thoughts about what has been the TEC for you in your first month or year here, please join the orientation call so you can meet newcomers, a lot of people who bring different backgrounds. For example, Irene today, she shared a little bit about her therapy and trauma, and also Steven, who shared his interest in gravity. So it's a very easy way to plug in with newcomers and invite everyone to join the orientation call. And then we have the TEC Lounge, which is a space for just hanging out, just to get to know each other a little bit more. It happens on Fridays, 4 p.m. And then on the sense of the Communitas activity this past week, we started to work with a reward system to outreach people who has not activate their praise. There has been there are even some stewards who have not activated their praise account. So I will DM you most likely this today or tomorrow to let you know that you need to activate it in order for you to receive these tokens. So please be aware of that. And then I want to pass it on to Gideon to explain a little bit about the work that we are doing on TEC engagement process.
Thanks, Edu. Yeah, I'll keep this very brief. What Edu and I have been working on is like every week we do kind of a little sprint or like a jamming session, and then we bring that on Monday to the Communitas working group, and we've been getting some really interesting conversations and feedback on this. And so then what happens is we then incorporate that feedback and then do another push. And so it's been kind of nice. What Edu is showing right now on the stream is this is kind of like the high level overview of what Communitas will eventually be working on. So some of these things, so you can see like the yellow one on the left, and notice the TEC colors, by the way. So the one on the left is, well, actually, maybe I should, I don't know is that you, Griff, who's controlling the screen? Yeah. So can you just keep it there for just 1 sec? Thanks. It's just, so basically that yellow one is basically what we're focusing on right now, which is newcomer onboarding processes. And then the next one is that we're going to be focused on right after this is newcomer engagement. So we're already doing some of that, but this is basically kind of the way that we usher new people over into the working groups. What does that process look like, and what does that handoff look like? How do we identify what people's interests are, that kind of stuff. I'm going to then pop over to the one on the far right, which is community development, which is basically this is kind of like what we're doing right now, which is building out the tools. V's done some great work on that, but it's also the processes. So that's what we're working on now, is the processes. And longer term, this is going to be like probably turning to like Livy actually a lot for kind of looking at the cultural build and how we make sure that the culture stays strong within the community. And then eventually over time, like maybe next year, maybe before that, but this would be, there's a possibility that Communitas could help some of the working groups with some of the engagement and onboarding into the working groups, like sharing the best practices and that kind of stuff. The control, the initiatives would stay in the working groups, obviously, but this would be kind of like a service bureau kind of thing. That's still a rough idea. And then I think rather than diving into so on the left, you can kind of see that there's more detailed stuff that we're diving in, but for now, let's just keep it at this level, and I'll stop right here.
When he means to the left, Griff, he means the three options just below pages at the left, up, there, up, a little bit more up, there. There are other options. There you go. Just for if anyone wants to take a look at it, and it's a work in progress. It says there under construction, but if anyone else wants to take a look at it and provide feedback, please feel free. We will have a comment on this on next Communitas Working Group Sync on Monday. We will meet this Friday, 2 p.m. EST, sorry, 2 p.m. EST. So if you want to workshop with us, feel free to join it. So that's on the engagement process. Again, TEC launch is at 4 p.m. And here on the right, it's just a picture of today's orientation call. Everyone was sharing their video. So that's really nice. And with that, I will pass it on to Omega.
Thank you, Edu. I will take it for Omega. And well, Omega, for the Omega Working Group, we meet on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. European time. And really, the Omega Working Group came about from trying to answer the intersection of two questions, which are how can we enable token engineering, a token engineering ethos to emerge from such diverse backgrounds across the globe, and what does an ethical token engineering system look like in its expectations and its implications, right? So we have an initiative that deals with research, and we have another initiative that is the Constituents Library, which is funded. So with those two, we seek to work around ways of curating content that people feel that subject matter experts on the topics within the crypto economic system flower think are of value to the community. And so we're on an open call for subject matter experts to contribute to a library. If you feel like you have something to share with the broader TE community, please DM me and let me know. Last week, we worked on structuring a workflow around researching dynamic energy budget, which is what we're looking on in terms of how we're going to reward contributions and that type of thing. We also did some research on the Mandela narrative. And we worked on our Notion page where we discussed the how does the advice process work in terms of putting a proposal there, and also how does one go about curating content and uploading into a library, right? Like, what is the form that one needs to fill? What is the template that person needs to complete before it can start putting it into the library? And so, very, very broad and very general overview of what we're going about. It's somewhat difficult to explain if if you don't have a lot of the previous knowledge that we've been talking about. So I welcome everyone to join our next Omega Sync next week. And also there is an Omega research session that I will be hosting on Friday at it's 11 p.m. East European time, because that is like my afternoon. So someone in America, you're welcome to join. But that being said, I will pass it to YGG, the Steward of Labs. Take it up, brother.
Thanks, Mount Manu. Wow, super cool updates today. I'm wondering, Mount Manu, I'm wondering where I can find that video you were scrolling through. That looks pretty exciting. Maybe you want to post that in the community hall? And, right here in the slides. Okay, cool. So, update for the labs today. Do we have someone screen sharing? Griff's driving. Okay, cool. So, this is the first time there's 2 pages of slides for the labs, so that's exciting. So we have our usual every Friday lab session here in the TEC. We have a series going on called Summoning a Discord Bot Army with ViViV and YGG. In simpler terms, this is Discord automation. So we're looking at everything you can do using the Discord API in terms of sort of automated onboarding for new users, data collection, monitoring channels, posting widgets into channels automatically. It's really fun. Discord API is extremely powerful. ViViV is an amazing teacher. He's super patient, getting everyone up to speed. Feel free to hop in and just watch or tag along and code. We get all sorts of people share screening at the same time, so we can see everyone's development environment. It's really cool. Mitch always has tons of bugs, but luckily ViViV is there to help out. So come by Friday, 8 a.m. PST, 5 p.m. Central European time. Proposal inverter development workshops happening every Wednesday. In the PrimeDAO Discord server, you can find information regarding that. There's a Zoom call going on, and it's a really cool workshop. We get smart contract developers, we get user experience designers, we get modeling and simulation from the Longtail team, we get all sorts of sort of business development from the PrimeDAO team. It's really exciting to see everyone in their element. So if you want to learn the craft of product design in Web3, I definitely recommend checking out those workshops on Wednesdays. And a huge breakthrough for what we call the dog food model is the proposal passed on the TEC Gardens. So we have our initial funder. The TEC is the first funder of the dog food model. So this is huge. That's a huge claim for the TEC. Really exciting there. So we're going after Gitcoin, PrimeDAO, and Radical right now to get on board as funders as well. But this is really exciting. I felt today I had a meeting with the backend Solidity team, and energy was really high. Now that funding is coming in, people are taking the project really seriously, so it's nice to see that. I don't want to take up too much time here, so moving along. Yes, proposal has passed. We have open office hours for token engineering hosted in the Longtail Financial Discord server every Tuesday and Thursday at noon, hosted by Dr. Octopus, and Block Science hosts an open research office hours every Thursday at 9 a.m. PST as well. That's in Zoom. And on the second page here, we've got the TE Fundamentals course. Of course, check that out. Registration is open. Proposal put forward by Dr. Zargum on the TEC Gardens is funding an organization called Num Focus. Some of you might not be familiar, but I was a huge supporter of this proposal. Num Focus has been supporting so much open source software in the Python ecosystem for decades. It's founded by Travis Oliphant, who's the inventor of NumPy, SciPy, a whole bunch of really foundational Python libraries for data science. He kind of invented data science and open sourced the whole thing. And he's been supporting open source software for decades. So it's nice to be building bridges between TEC and an organization like NumFocus. I think that's really powerful. And finally, a shout out to contributors. And Gideon, I love the work that you and Edu and the whole Communitas working group have been doing on the onboarding stories for people navigating the TEC. And that's exactly what we're looking for at the labs. We want to get more contributors, people who want to put a proposal together, people who have ideas on how to expand the labs. This is a call to contributors. So reach out to myself or Tamara to get more involved in that. And on that, I'll pass it over to Acid Laser for comms.
Thank you. This is my first presentation, so yeah. Okay, so in comms, we meet every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And also we have all the teams meetings at Monday and the marketing one at Tuesday with the comms one. The next one, Griff, please. Okay, so we have many updates this time, and Chewy and many others help to update the funding proposals for the animation and the marketing team. So there's a link and you can take a look. And also in Gardens, we have the marketing proposal. It has a very good percentage, but if you want to help to grow up this proposal, it will be awesome. And in the updated link, it says that the forum proposals. Okay, so with the teams, okay, yeah, that's the proposals at forum. And in the teams, starting with the TE Academy, we are starting outreach for education opportunities around TEC. This team had been growing too much with the help of Angie Berry, Anna Tech, Patsip. They are helping a lot to grow up the communications of the TE Academy. At animation, the proposal is updated in the forum now, and we are working now with the reward system videos, and maybe we are going to work with Paul and T-Wolves with some projects from OneHype and TEC collaboration. The marketing team is growing too much with the newsletter, thanks to Manu and Nate and everyone involved in this. Check your email. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you can subscribe at the TEC page website. The translation team is working now with the Gravity process ongoing, translating all the documents in different languages. And the Twitter planning, I have a big news for you. We reached to 4K followers today or yesterday. I'm waiting a couple followers more to make a special tweet. But thank you so much to everyone involved in that. And don't forget to go to the meme party too, so we can make some mean TEC memes. And that's it. With that, I can pass it to Septi. Thank you.
Thanks, Acid Laser. Yeah, on transparency, we meet every Monday, 5 p.m. CT. Next Monday, Ivy will be leading the call actually. I'll be in Amsterdam. And actually, there's going to come a dev that NT was going to introduce. So the idea is like to make some documentation and make us an NFT so the DAO can hold it. And then for the updates, Actually, like the audit is going on fire. It's almost ready. Like we are planning to freeze it, like the content by tomorrow, and then hang it over to Efra, so he can make all the designs. Oh no, that's the wrong link. Oh, yeah, like I can share it later. On the actually the right link is on the transparency channel. It's pinned there. So yeah, like we went over like all the proposals, processes. So big praise to IV, Ratio, and NT. Yeah, like we are going to freeze it, and actually like it's going to be ready for next week. And yeah, like this is like the big update on transparency. I'll pass it to legal, Griff.
Thank you. I'll be super brief because we're so out of time. Basically, we meet every 2 weeks on Friday. If you know any legal experts, definitely invite them to be on the forefront of token engineering and the crypto space. It's a really cool call. And we bought $2,000 worth of TEC to distribute to lawyers before, and we minted it through the augmented bonding curve. And I'd love to see other groups actually mint when they get proposals out of the gardens, actually mint TEC. That would be super cool. So hats off to Ivy and the legal working group for starting that trend. Let's pass it to Livia in the rewards working group.
Thanks, Griff. Yeah, so Quant 6 is closed. We finally reached January 2022, and the Praise Quant review session is going to happen right after this call. Now is a weekly call, so every time after a community call, you can check out what were some insights of the Quant of this period. And we have super bad news. SourceCred.org is shutting down. We're brokenhearted about it because we've been putting so much work into SourceCred implementation. So now we're just trying to understand what to do, if we can continue using it, what is this going to look like. So there is a bit of an unexpected issue there. And on the reward board, we're working on a proposal. Zeptimus, Nuggin, and Chewy put this proposal together to approve the budget for our next distributions. So very soon that's going to come out. And I'm not sure if there's something still to be covered right now. So I'll pass back to you, Griff.
Thank you so much. There is. Just really quickly, I want to highlight the Token Engineering Academy. Thank you for being so quick, Olivia. So the main important topics are that the TE fundamentals class is growing. There's over 1,000 signups, almost like 1,001/8 of 1,000. Wow, that's nice. And the alpha test groups are ongoing with awesome feedback from the community. So that's super cool. And then the 360 study groups first cycle is finished. Now they're starting rounds around global they're starting to do it in global time zones. So they'll have local time zones with local perspectives and languages. This is incredible, really going around the globe. There's 3 groups, India, Brazil, and New Zealand, and they kick off at the end of April, or maybe start of May. And then, of course, there's the Dev Connect in Amsterdam. If you are going to Amsterdam and you want to be in with the TEC, the TE Academy crew and the TEC crew, DM Angela, and she'll add you to the Discord group, and that way we can coordinate very easily. And also, there's a CAD working group here. They're still, and they have their proposal up in the gardens. Definitely check them out if you want to support more CAD learning. I can't believe we're on time. Thank you so much to Zeptimus and Livia for speeding through at the end. I'm blown away that we made it. But thank you all for another great community call, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have a